Hello, everyone. Believe it or not, this is my second time reviewing this movie. I got literally all the way through my review for Rocky 4, and right at the end of it, something happened. It was honestly nothing big, but there was a cockroach in my room, and I thought the button that I was pressing was just a pause button, but it turned out it was a stop button. So I literally got up into the last few seconds of my review for Rocky 4 and pretty much ended it right there, and there was no way I could finish, just leave it as it was, or else it would just come across as really awkward how I left it. So I have to redo my thoughts on Rocky 4, which is fine because you know what? I love Rocky 4, or as I like to call it, the true love story of America and Russia. Did I use that joke in the last time I reviewed this movie? You'll never know. No, seriously, I have a good time watching Rocky 4. Objectively speaking, is it as good as the first two or even the third film? Objectively speaking, no. It is not. It's not at all. Do I have a blast watching it regardless? Do I just sit back and just smile ear to ear, just watching Rocky 4 every time I pop it in my player? Yeah, goddamn right. I love Rocky 4. I really do. I have... Sorry, I heard something. I just have a good time watching it. It's honestly just a movie that doesn't take itself seriously, and to an extent I get any criticisms about the movie, being that it doesn't take itself seriously, because to be fair, it opens up with a talking robot in the first 10 minutes of the flick. And it kind of sets its tone from there. Like, it's almost a cartoon. Like, we've gone from truly grounded, gritty, grimy, relatable stories about this man, chasing after the American dream, essentially, to science fiction. This movie is science fiction. It is. And you know what? So what? Like, if I want the dramatic, powerhouse, heart-wrenching, movies about Rocky, I will watch the first two. Or, I'll watch Rocky Balboa, Rocky 6. I'll even watch Creed. But if I want something that's just going to get my mind off of things and make me laugh and have a good time, and it just pretty much just keep me in a state of happy and joy, I'm going to watch Rocky 4. Because Rocky 4, I know a lot of people don't take it seriously in the sense that they find it to be lesser for it. Me, I enjoy it. I really do. I love it. If you haven't seen Rocky 4, Rocky 4 takes place a few years after Rocky 3, and at this point, Rocky is essentially retired, and then out comes this Russian boxer, Ivan Drago, and his team, Ivan Drago played by Dolph Lundgren, and he comes out and he pretty much wants to go up against the best, and who they consider the best is Rocky, because at this point, I believe, he still holds the title. He's still the champ. And Carl Weathers, Apollo Creed, he gets wind of this, and he wants in on the action. He's like, well, I'm honestly I'm honestly kind of hungry to do this again. I haven't fought in years, but I'm still in shape. I'm still fit. Why can't I fight again? Well, I mean, I'm still young and good. Well, let's see how I do. Why not? And so Rocky helps Apollo Creed set this up to where Ivan Drago and Apollo Creed go in the ring together, and this results in Apollo Creed. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen this 30-plus-year-old movie, Apollo Creed dies in the ring because Ivan Drago is the fucking Terminator. And no worries, no legal repercussions of murdering a man on live television. And so this sparks something in Rocky, and he has to find his Eye of the Tiger again and get revenge for Apollo, because Apollo's awesome. Honestly, for the most part, this is kind of a cartoon. It really is. It's surprising that such a huge part of the movies, of all three of the first films, such an integral part of those movies, dies in this movie. It's quite suddenly, too, I mean, I suppose you could say that it sort of, alludes to it, it sets that up, that it might happen. But in the tone that this movie sets up for its first act, you kind of don't expect like anything that dramatic to happen. The fact that Apollo Creed just fucking dies, and Rocky takes it to heart because he has a chance to stop the fight and he doesn't, because Apollo's like, no, I asked for this. Don't you stop this fight. I want to see if I can still go the distance, and it kills him. So yeah, it was a surprising. It's honestly kind of a risky and surprising choice to make for Rocky 4. But it's one that I kind of respect, oddly enough. But other than that, this movie is just it's a fun and such an optimistic kind of film to watch, and it's one of the most 80s movies you'll ever see in your life, from the clothing to the direction and the style and the time it's set to the editing. Honestly, like, you could just tell that the 80s has seeped into every frame of this movie. This movie has countless montages. There, not even just training montages. There are montages where Rocky is just driving and thinking about literally things you just saw 2 minutes ago. Like, it's absurd with how many montages happen in this movie. And it's kind of great. It honestly is. It's kind of just amazing watching this movie. It doesn't take itself seriously, and because of that, I don't feel like it's betraying anything in terms of its previous sequels. I just kind of see it as its own little world of a movie, and I have fun with it. And if you haven't seen this movie, go check it out. It's a lot of fun. If you could turn off your brain, sit back, relax, chew on some popcorn, this is perfect for that. Like, this is kind of one of those movies that you just sit there and just watch and just have a good time with. You can't think too critically about it. You can't be like, oh, there's a fucking talking robot. What the fuck is this shit? Like, if you watch the first 10 minutes and you're already scoffing and being irritated about like stuff like the talking robot and the romance it has with Paulie, and the very 80s vibe that it has, then you might as well turn it off then. But if you can accept it from there, you should have a good time. Well, that's my thoughts again on Rocky 4. I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for Rocky 5 that I'll be covering in the next couple days. Spoiler alert, I don't like it very much. Alright, take care. Bye.